would like to welcome you guys here to Wyarno. This is our old experiment farm. I was chatting with Pat a few minutes ago. It's been an experiment farm of one type or another since 1916 is when they actually started operations here. So continuous ag research right on this site for about 103 years, depending on how you split the years, basically. So we're going to have some people trickling in as we go, and I know that some of you guys are going to have to kind of come in and out. We're going to try to give you a brief overview so that you go home with an idea of the diversity of research projects that we have going on here at Wyarno. We got a number of folks that have traveled quite a little way to talk about some of their things. And so to start the day off, on his last official day as Dean of the College of Ag and Natural Resources, Dr. Frank Galey is gonna welcome you guys here, and then we're gonna go from there. So let's welcome Frank for his last official duty.
Thank you, Dr. Mealor, and welcome everybody on behalf of the College of Ag and Natural Resources. Appreciate you all coming out here. You know, the real pleasure of being a dean of an agriculture college is the connection with the people, and I've always liked to see our conversations be a two-way street. So as you go around and look at some of these projects, some of the great stuff that Brian and his team have going here, just remember, not only with your ears open, but speak up. If you see things that you'd like to see us do related to any of these topics, or some other things you'd like to see done at our centers, you know, obviously bring that up. Just a quick update on the College of Ag and Natural Resources. You know, I really see the state of Wyoming and the people of Wyoming. Really, the state is our classroom and our laboratory, and I think it's going to stay that way going forward. And we're very proud of what we've done so far, and there are great things to come. College of Ag this last year had a record enrollment, well over 1,000 students. We've had a pretty steady enrollment here, increases for the last couple decades. And I talked to Interim Associate Dean Means, and he indicated preliminary numbers are we're going to be up again this next year. With that, I'm going to just kind of kick it over to Dr. Bret Hess. You know, Bret has been, what, 7 or 8 years now as the director of the experiment station. He's changing his role, too. He's going to be stepping in as the interim dean. But Bret, I guess I'm it for about another 4 hours. But in the meantime, thank you all for coming out, and thank you for the support of University of Wyoming, College of Ag and Natural Resources. And like I said, enjoy your day. And with that, I know there's been quite a bit of turnover at the college, and Bret's going to probably lead you through a little conversation about what's going on there. So, Bret?
Thank you, Frank. It's not 4 hours, by the way.
5 hours.
No, it's all the way through tonight, so you still get to handle everything through tonight.
Sure. One more word. There are a number of people, I forgot to do this and you asked me to do it. There are a number of people who you may know who've retired recently from the College of Ag and Natural Resources. One is Director of the Extension Service, Glenn Whipple, also the head, and he's moved to St. George, Utah. And Dr. Bruce Cameron, who is head of the Family and Consumer Science Department, has retired recently, and my much better half, Donna Brown, just retired from the University of Wyoming, and she's had experience as associate dean, interim head of plant sciences, and running the AgCom program. So anyway, if you have a chance, or if you've worked with Donna, you might want to thank her as well.
Thanks. And congratulations to you, Frank. Frank was our dean for 17 years. And he's really helped build a strong college, and we're looking forward to continuing everything that you led us into. So thank you for your service. So along those lines, in the field day bulletin, the very first story, I decided to take a different tack this year for the intro and recognize people like Frank and others. This last year we had 2 members, key members of the experiment station that passed away. And so if you would indulge me for just a second, and let's take a moment of silence to recognize Dr. Steve Ford as well as Dr. Gustavos Batella. Thank you. Some other changes that did occur is you'll notice Pistol and Pete are still here. Well, Dr. Doug Zaleski, the director of the Laramie R&E Center, decided to go to the University of Nebraska, and he did not take Pistol and Pete, even though he attempted to. He couldn't figure out how to put them in the moving van. And so Pistol and Pete are still here, and their boss now is Travis Smith, who will be driving them here today. So thank you, Travis, for stepping up with that. And since Doug Zaleski left us, Scott Lake has agreed to serve as the interim director of the Laramie R&E Center, and he's been in that role for a couple months now. And then I know Dr. Heitholt is here. There's going to be another change occurring August 1. When I agreed to serve as the interim dean, I explained to the provost I couldn't do 2 jobs as it was. There was no way I could do 3. And so she agreed to a change in leadership for the Powell R&E Center, where I was also serving as the interim director up there. And Dr. Heitholt, as of August 1, will be the center director for the Powell Research and Extension Center. That means that the Plant Sciences Department is not going to have a department head, because Jim decided he couldn't do 2 jobs, and it would be difficult to be the department head up in Powell when everything on campus is in Laramie for students and such. So Dr. Scott Mealor is going to serve in dual capacity and serve as the interim head for plant sciences and continue his role as head of ecosystem science and management. In terms of the college leadership, Dean Galey had mentioned that Dr. Wari Means is serving as our interim associate dean for academic and student programs. And then the way that we're going to handle experiment station and extension is the 2 associate directors for extension have stepped up and are going to provide additional leadership. So Mary Kay Wardlaw, who's over here, stand up, Mary Kay. Just kidding. And then Kelly Crane is our other associate director for extension. And then back in the back, John Tanaka, associate director for the experiment station. And then our famous Brian Mealor is serving as another member of a team that is heading up the experiment station side. And so the 4 members that I just mentioned are charged with, as a working group, if you will, to examine how we might be more effectively integrating those 2 organizations, UW Extension and the experiment station. Let's see. Bruce Cameron was mentioned, and so Dr. Chrissy Wade is going to serve as the interim department head for family and consumer sciences. And that should be about the end of the changes, I hope, because all of the other department heads are going to stay intact, and the directors of some of our other programs. Okay, so with that, I just want to say welcome and thank you for coming out. I know Brian has some really exciting things planned for you today, and I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get a little warm standing in the sunlight here. And I'm sure everybody's anxious to get on with the program, so I'm going to turn it over to Brian and welcome you once again and say enjoy your day.
So a couple quick takeaways from what I just heard. One, John, Mary Kay, and we need to work on our negotiating skills and make the argument that everybody else is saying I can't do multiple jobs. We got stuff added to the table, so we need to work on that. 2, the other take home is there's all these changes in the College of Ag, but our commitment to doing research and sharing that with the people that can use it and being engaged in local communities is not changed. And so that's something that we don't need to worry about. And I think that it's going to continue to be strong and hopefully continue to grow as we move forward.